Hello everyone, Geekmaster here with another video sharing a few more pickups that I've had since, well, actually a couple bits since the last video and some other bits between that video and the one before, which I sort of got roughly November, December, January time. Mostly games here, but there are a few bits that aren't. Some cool bits in my opinion. So hopefully there's something here for everyone. I finished my work in a week and then I'm off for my birthday for 2.5 weeks. And as I said last time, I'm going to be going out. I've got plans for stuff. I also now have a fair bit of CX credit, so if I see something, I can buy it. My plan is to not go like, oh, I've got this money, I want to buy this. I'm keeping it for when I see something. I just see it, I don't know it's there. And for more expensive stuff. I see a game I want, that's 70, 80 quid. Didn't even know it existed or didn't know they had it. I'm covered. That's the plan. What it'll be, I don't know. There are kind of limits on the sort of stuff I'm looking at. But it's not going to be like any £80 game. If I buy one that much, it's going to be one I want. So, yeah. Probably wouldn't even be 64 games unless there's the right 64 game. I'm thinking more, possibly, box Pokemon, box Zelda. A few other bits, depending what they are and how much. So, yeah. So, potentially one or two bigger hitters coming in the next couple of weeks or so. So, that'd be good with any luck. If not, I've got 1,000 years, so I'm fine. Yeah. So, as I said, mixture of stuff here. Games, books, a bit of anime, and a couple of odd bits. So, I think I'm going to start with one of the odd bits. Then we'll get into some of the games, maybe. Break it up a bit. So, as you may be aware, it was Valentine's about a week ago. And one thing me and my partner tend to do is we might get each other a little romantic thingy. But generally we just buy each other a present, something we want, rather than romantic stuff. I got her something I knew she really wanted because she told me. And she got me something I really wanted because I told her. So, for a good while now, I've sort of been collecting pop figures. I've not been going all out on them. Thank God, it's so many and they're expensive. I've got Sonic ones. I've got Pokemon ones, etc. But one of the other ones I've been collecting is Yu-Gi-Oh! Pop figures. You might just be able to see a tiny bit of Dark Magician go right there. And the one I always wanted when I was younger, well, when I started collecting, was this one, which is Seto Kaiba. But this is his Battle City, his second outfit. I've had this for a good while now. And of course, speaking of Seto Kaiba, has to get the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And yes, I know people say about them being out of the box, but I personally think they look a lot better out of the box, especially some of the ones where they're a bit bigger and obscured by the box. Although I will admit sometimes the box is needed to keep the figure standing up, so they could have done better with that, but there you go. But anyway, I got Kaiba, I got Blue Eyes because, not in a mildly Yu-Gi-Oh fan, Kaiba's my favourite character, Blue Eyes my favourite monster, has been since, well, ever, because it's like the first ever deck I got when they first came out, so I've used Blue Eyes basically ever since, that's 20 years. And they've released more Yu-Gi-Oh ones, including this one. Another Seto Kaiba pop figure, and this is his original purple outfit he wore during the Joyous Kingdom saga. And for those who are old school Yu-Gi-Oh fans, you might notice there's the little dual disc system he made for his duel against, I believe it was Joey, when they arrived on Joyous Kingdom. So nice little retro touch there. And here's the box. And they're the other ones you can get. You can get Karibo. Actually, the Karibo one looks quite good, whereas XYZ looks weird, which is a shame, because I really like XYZ. Yeah. So that's my Valentine's present. So thank you very much for that, Manda. Okay. Couple of games. So these aren't in any particular order. I just grabbed some I know I bought recently I haven't shared including one I grabbed on Saturday just been, and one I've been looking for a while. I bought a load of these for £1 each from Cancer Research 2-3 years ago. They had this one, but it's in terrible condition. Finally saw it, and it's Star Wars Battlefront 2 for PC. I'm probably never going to play it, but absolutely love Battlefront 2. This is the old one from 2005. It's amazing. So happy to have that in the collection, and complete with upside down disc. And I said that was £2 in CX. That's a new CX that's open near me, so I'll keep an eye on that. Also, because I found that there's a nerd shop, geek shop thing right opposite, and a few charity shops with more charity shop pickups from there to come later on in the video. From my local CX, about 2-3 weeks ago, I got Virtua Striker 3 version 2002. There's actually a reason I bought this, which is, if I am correct, I believe this has a Sonic the Hedgehog team. I think it's this one. I was reading it in the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. I was trying to think what the book was called. I'll show you. It's this one. This cost me like 40 quid, like a few years back. Really nice book. Yeah, it says about the games that Sonic's in and etc. And I'm sure it said he was in Virtua Striker 3. Just see if I can find it quickly. I think there's a cameo bit somewhere. Oh, here we go. In the extra zone. He just has a list of non-Sonic games that he's in. Really good book, this, by the way. Here we go, yeah. Virtua Striker 3 on arcade and GameCube. There's an FC Sonic allowing you to play as Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, Six Chow, and of course, Sonic. So, kind of had to get it, really. That's the only reason I bought that game, to be honest. Just for the Sonic team. Yeah, Sonic team. And while we're talking about Sonic, one more game. This is cartridge only, but I've put it in a DS case with a custom cover, which is probably better than the reprinted ones from CX, if I'm totally honest. I've had the other two in this series, and it is Sonic Advance 2. Had one for years. Got Sonic 3 a little while ago, and finally got my hands on Sonic 2. So, really happy to have that. And for those who are wondering, here's my beautiful cover. Oh yeah, really nice. Better than the CX jobs. Incidentally, these are like 50p cases from CX, so thanks. Yeah. Tell you what, one more game. And then the last lot all sort of go together. So, this was actually bought, I think, from the Retro Hunter, which is where and when I bought Sonic Advance 2, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles on the PlayStation 1. I don't buy many PS1 games, but it's Star Wars, so kind of had to buy it, really. I don't think it's on don't know if it's on Dreamcast, maybe, or if I think it's something else. But even if it is, I'll buy it on Dreamcast. But it's still a Star Wars game. It's retro. I kind of had to have it, really. This is in pretty good condition, and it's got the manual, so yeah. And it's got Qui-Gon Jinn and a cool little disc. I mean, come on, the fact it's got Qui-Gon Jinn is a big bonus, because how many games have Qui-Gon Jinn in it? Which is a shame, because Qui-Gon's an awesome Jedi. So, yeah. Happy to have that. I haven't given it a go yet, but I will. Got a couple other bits, as I said, apart from games, although I said there are more to come. But given we just spoke about Star Wars, and if you remember what I said in my last video, well, I went and spent 60 quid on the Lego X-Wing with bendy leg And yes, I know the wings are shut and they are supposed to open. I don't know what I did, but mine don't. So, yep. I don't know if I built it wrong somehow. It was really complicated, that bit, to be fair. But actually, it kind of doesn't matter because I wanted to display it anyway. And from what I can tell, if the wings are fully open, the wings are lower down than this landing foot, which means it'll look weird when it's displayed anyway. So I guess it kind of doesn't matter really. It does have a pilot Luke in it and R2-D2, and I've put his lightsaber there for storage. But yeah, it's a cool little ship actually. Took me 3 or 4 hours to put together, I think. Quite fiddly, this one in places. But it's really cool, and it clearly looks like an X-Wing. So, I think I had to get it, because it's like... I mean, yes, there's probably the Millennium Falcon's probably the most famous and recognisable ship for Star Wars. But I think this is right up there as well, to be fair. I mean, yes, I know I got the bomber rather than the fighter. But it's an X-Wing. If you like Star Wars, you understand why I had to get this. It's so cool. Yeah. Really happy with that. Now I'm just falling deeper and deeper into the Lego hole. And that is making my space and wallet cry. So, yeah. I'm going to have to do something about that, I think. Although I know I do have one more Lego set coming for my birthday. But I've got space for that. So, that'll be shown off possibly in the next video. One more thing, which isn't game related, I bought. Popped to, well, not my local library. That's literally over the road from where I live. One of the local libraries. Yeah, a library. I don't know if people even know what they are anymore, to be honest. But yeah, went to the library and I knew they had a manga section, anime section. I've used it several times before. Not for a while, admittedly. I used to. And actually it's where I first started reading manga before I bought my own, which was like, what, 2008, I think. And they had some manga actually of series I collect, but volumes I don't have, so borrowed them to read them. Saw a DVD there of an anime, and then I also saw that anime DVD rentals are free, which they never used to be. So it's like, oh well, I'm borrowing one, which is over there somewhere. Anyway, bus home, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a look, see if that DVD's on eBay, because it's actually part 3 of a series, and I've got parts 1 and 2, and this was the only part I needed. And sure enough, for £6 sealed, I found it. So, thank you for going to the library and having that there, because it made me look to check this, and they actually had it at a good price. And this is called Oh My Goddess. The manga is actually Oh My Goddess. I don't know why they changed it. And it revolves around Nordic goddesses. So, I think their proper names are like Skuld, Erd, and Verdandi, I think it is. Or in this case, it's the Verdandi, it's Beldandi, who's the main goddess. And she's basically sort of like on a goddess helpline, gets called through to a guy, grants his wish. He gets connected by accident, of course. And his wish is that she'll be his girlfriend. And she's stuck living with him and, well, becomes his girlfriend. Anyway, this is actually season 2, but part 3 of season 2. There's 8 episodes on here. There's 8 on all 3 parts. So, yeah, I haven't watched this series for a while. I think I actually had this when it first came out back in like 2010, I think. Got rid of it because I needed stuff. But really happy to finally get this. It's something I think I needed and wanted for my collection, but not something that was at the front of my mind, so I didn't look for it for a while. But saw it, looked it up, and boom, got it brand new for £6. So, yeah. And there's the discs. This is quite a funny series, actually. There's one case where the goddess Beldandi, she doesn't get drunk on alcohol, so she'd win any drinking contest, hands down, but she does get drunk on cola, with hilarious results. yeah, it's a good anime actually. I think it's quite an old classic one if I remember, because I think the manga started, I think possibly even like 80s it originally came out. So yeah, but this is the first anime DVD I bought for a little while, and it's Oh My Goddess Volume 3 of Season 2. Okay, do the games and then we'll do the last couple of bits. Now these are all games for different Xbox series, like different consoles. As some of you will be aware, I actually got a Series X about, I think it was a week before Christmas. So, woo. I bought it because it was cheaper. It was like, I think 370 at the time. I paid about 460 in it, but I've got a couple of games which I'm going to show in a minute. Enjoying it so far. Playing GTA Online on it because it's me. I actually wanted to also get it before GTA 6 comes out next year. So at least I've got one. And I think I paid a good price. I said, especially with, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, I bought 2 games with it, as I said. And the first of them is, surprise, surprise, EA Sports FC 24, because why not? They've even replaced the FIFA holographic sticker there with that one. And for some reason they've got him on the front. Actually, to be fair, it looks really good on the Series X and it plays well as well. So I will give them that. Still taking some time to get used to the style because I'm used to playing a bit of the older FIFA. And the play style is completely different, but I'm getting there. I seem to be able to beat Liverpool, but no one else, so I don't know. Yeah. There's the disc. This is actually one for the One or the Series X. So I could install it on my One, but I don't have loads of space on there, so I'm doing it for the Series X. But, yeah, enjoying it. And it has more women's stuff as well on it, which is quite cool, actually. I'm actually collecting the men's and the women's football stickers album this time. I don't know why, but I am. But yeah. EA Sports FC 24. And the other game I got follows on from what we were talking about before. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is the sequel to Fallen Order. I have Fallen Order. I've played some of it. I need to get back to it. I got stuck on Dathomir. And I said, this is the sequel. I need to finish installing this. It's like, I think 140 for the game and then 130 update, like gigabytes. So it's taken up a fair bit of space and a while to download. So I need to finish it at some point. And then I can actually play it. I think I've heard good things about it. I mean, Fallen Order was pretty good from what I did play. And I think, to be fair, as a result of that, I was always going to buy this at some point. But yeah, be intrigued to give it a go when I actually install it. And I've bought one game for it since, which I sort of half mentioned already. GTA 5. Bought this because playing GTA Online, and in between the case of me getting the Series X and installing online and actually getting to play it, it disappeared off Game Pass, so I couldn't play it. I had to buy it, and it was 18 quid or 15 quid for the whole game with online and story mode from Amazon. So I might as well pay the 3 quid less and get the story mode disc as well, which is cool because it means I can play that again on the Series X if I want. Haven't installed story mode for now, and online looks really good, but we'll get there probably some point. To be fair though, I mean, I've got it on 360, I've got it on Xbox One, I've got it on, well, this now. GTA 5, it is a lot of fun, I will admit that. So, yeah, 2 discs. This is the first one, and that's the second one. But I think for 15 quid, for the online and the story mode, from scratch, with the Series X extras, I think it's worth it. 2 more Xbox games. This next one is an Xbox One game. It is F1 2020. I have F1 2021, so you might think it's a bit weird going backwards and getting 20. I mean, I do like F1. I kind of like the games. I guess I'm sort of half collecting them without meaning to. But there's actually a reason I bought this, arguably two. And that is that I had this on Game Pass for a good while. Working my way through it. Got a few achievements. Got a fair way towards other ones. Made my own team. Getting my way with that mode. And they took it off Game Pass. So I couldn't play anymore. So I ended up just buying it so I can actually finish off my progress. If I hadn't started it, or barely started it, I wouldn't have bothered. But I'm already like halfway through the season and halfway through the achievements. And this was like, I think £4 or something. I got it from Game, I think it was. So I thought it's worth the £4 to be able to continue my career mode achievements. Plus, there is one thing cool with this version, which is it has the Hanoi circuit, which would have been the Vietnamese Grand Prix, which was due for 2020. They actually put it in the game. Then the pandemic hit, and it never took place. And it hasn't taken place since. And as far as I can tell, there's no plans for it to take place. So it features a Grand Prix that was going to happen, but didn't. So this is probably the only place you can ever do the Vietnamese Grand Prix. And I don't like that circuit, but it's still a cool little thing to have available. So yeah, really happy with that. And that's what it's like on the inside. One more Xbox game, and this was another one from the gaming market in November, and I think this was from 2T. I think this and one of the 64 games were the ones from 2T. This was, I can't remember how much I paid for it technically, because I think it was priced about 30, 35, but 2T did me a deal. I'm not going to say prices, partly out of respect and partly I can't remember. But it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Dawn of Destiny. It's one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games I've wanted for a while, because I think it's an Xbox exclusive. I think it's also the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on Xbox. Well, until a couple more recent ones are available online, like Legacy of the Duelist and Master Duel. And again, Kaiba. So, yeah. No promo cards, unfortunately, but it was good condition and complete. And it's quite fun to play. A bit slow. It's taking some used to, because it's got the basic Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, but the format it does it is a bit weird. Taking some getting used to, but I'm enjoying it. And as I said, it's one I've wanted for a while. So, happy to finally have this. And I'm hoping I should have another Yu-Gi-Oh! Game coming that I've wanted for a while. So, when that comes, I will include that in the video. But yeah, in case you haven't guessed, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, old school Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is what this is, and what the pop is, and what my decks are, and yeah. This, for example, if I can get it out. This is like the old school stuff again. So, the cool red dark magician. Yeah. So, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Couple more bits, and then I think that'll do. So, I said that on Saturday, I got Battlefront 2 from a new CX, and there were some charity shops there. We went in like 3, 4 of them, something like that. And I think literally, I think it was the first one we went in, I noticed something, so I got it. But when I look at charity shops, I do look for games, but I don't just look for games. I look for, well, random stuff. You find some really cool random stuff in there sometimes, to be fair. But I like looking at the books. I like looking at the DVDs, CDs if I can be bothered, because there's so many sometimes. And even stuff like plushies and that sometimes. I've gone in one before. Literally, as soon as I've gone in the front door, facing me was a 1990s Knuckles plush. So that was bought straight away. So yeah, but I said I look for books and or whatever, and that's what I was looking at. And I was looking at it, seeing what titles they had, see if anything stood out. And after about 5 seconds or something, I saw a name on the spine of the book, and it stood out to me. And I'm like, I recognise that name. And I saw the author, and I'm like, yeah, recognise the author as well. And I had a strong suspicion I knew where it's from. And it was this one here, which is Devil May Care by Sebastian Faulks. And if you want to give it away, it says it's writing as Ian Fleming, aka the man who created James Bond. So I think I either owned this previously or I read it from the library. I can't remember. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm sure that's a Bond book. And I know Sebastian Faulks had done some, and I said the title to that, and as you can tell, it's Bond. So it was another Bond book I don't have, so I can add it to the collection. So I'm really happy with that. This one's about 007 going to London. It's the 1960s, and narcotics are being flooded into Britain. And Bond has to investigate. It sounds like a typical Bond story, really. Except this one's written a lot more recently. This one's actually from 2008. So, but it's written in the style of the old ones, which is pretty cool. As Ian Fleming would have written them. And it features a nice little map of what the world would have looked like at the time with USSR and Persia. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's also pictures of penguins. Anyway, I was like, okay, found a Bond book I don't have in charity shop. Makes a nice change. Anything else? And I missed this the first time, so I'm glad I looked again. I ended up spotting something which was 007 for Special Services, which is one I hadn't heard of. But I saw the 007 and straight away knew it was Bond. Just hoped it wasn't Young Bond, although I think they tend to say Young Bond on the spine. So, had hopes. And sure enough, it is another James Bond novel. And this one is about Spectre. So, it goes back to the whole Blofeld Spectre thing, which is pretty cool, actually. And this one is written by John Gardner, which is another thing that gave it away to me, because I happen to know that he also wrote the novelisation of Goldeneye. So when I started collecting books again in the last 4 or 5 months, this was the first Bond one I bought. I think I used to have the Goldeneye novel, but it was a green cover with a helicopter, I think. So obviously a different release of the novelisation. But again, written by John Gardner, same as that one. So yeah, a couple more Bond books to add to the collection, which is good. Did see some Star Trek books, but nothing that caught my eye. And went to the till, went to go pay, took out a £5 I had sitting in my phone case. And straight away the person at the till said to me, do you have anything smaller? And I said, depends. Why? How much? And she went, 20p. And I was like, oh. The answer is yes, I did have 20p. Then books were 10p each. I mean, sure, there's a tiny bit of damage to them. Like, see it there, and a couple of little bits like there. But for 10p each, I'm not saying no, not in the slightest. So now I've got more reading material. So looking forward to that. So I think I've grabbed some cool stuff lately, actually, and I reckon that will continue in the coming couple of weeks. So yeah. What do you think about the acquisitions? Anything there stand out, catch your eye? Anything interesting? Do you like collecting Lego, the pop vinyls, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bond books even? If you do collect books, what sort of books do you like to read? I like more, well, apart from the manga, I like more based on franchises genre. I'm even the same with the manga, to be honest. Like the stuff I'm interested in, James Bond, Star Trek, Star Wars. I've got a few gaming books, so yeah. Let me know. Do you read? And if you do, would you enjoy reading? Either way, thank you for watching. Sorry for keeping you for 30 minutes again, but I hope it's not 30 minutes wasted of your life. And not sure when the next video will be, but I do want to get a video up before too long where I'm talking about something else. I just haven't decided what yet. I want to make sure it's not just pickup stuff. I want to focus on more other stuff this year. So, yeah. Any ideas, let me know. But thank you for watching, and I will be back soon. Bye.